So Ciryl Gane versus Sergey Spivak is set to be the main event of UFC Paris this Saturday. And this is a very, and I mean a very, very risky bet to make, but I will be taking Ciryl Gane to get this win over Sergey Spivak, but it is so up in the air. I don't know. It really comes down to, has Ciryl Gane made the improvements since he lost to Jon Jones, since he lost to Francis Ngannou, and got exposed in the grappling department? I don't know if he has done enough to find a way to improve that, but I think having some time off and being able to really only solely focus on grappling can help him out. I think it will be enough to get past Sergey Spivak. Let's be honest here. Spivak is not a Jon Jones. He's not an Ngannou. Francis Ngannou at least has the raw strength, the power. Look at his physique. He at least has the strength to get down Ciryl Gane. And there's no shame in getting taken down by Jon Jones. But I think Sergey Spivak is a level below those guys, obviously. I mean, especially Jon Jones. Maybe not so much Ngannou, but I think he is quite considerably not as built or has the foundation like a Jon Jones has to get down as Ciryl Gane. But then again, Ciryl Gane has always said that he doesn't really even train grappling like that. He didn't train it for the Ngannou fight, which is understandable. I think he expected that fight just to be purely stand up or purely on the feet. But the Jon Jones one, I think he probably was training grappling, but there is really no excuse. He seems like he's a bit lazy at times. I don't know what's going on with Ciryl Gane. Like, some news came out about him basically not training after he beat Tai Tuivasa. I don't know what's going on with him. Maybe that's not true. Maybe it is true. But for that to come out about you just speaks a lot of volumes to me. It says a lot about how much you're taking this game seriously. And if Gane is sitting here just living his life, living his best life in Paris, and living his, his dream, and just partying and having fun with his life, with his money that he's made throughout his career, he's had a few championship fights now. I don't know how he can beat Spivak, but I think he realized now's the time. Jon Jones is going to be fighting Stipe and then probably retiring afterwards. Ngannou is already gone. There's not much left for him in the division for him to worry about grappling wise. I mean, maybe a Gelton Almeida coming up, Curtis Blades, I guess. So I think right now he's realizing, okay, it's time for me to get my grappling game up. If I fight a grappler, I need to beat them at least and show them that I can beat a grappler, and go in there and beat a Spivak and then try to get a title shot again against maybe like a Tom Aspinall or a Pavlovich down the line. So it's risky. It's kind of an unknown. How good of a Ciryl Gane are we going to see against Spivak? I genuinely don't know, but I think now I think he's had over 6 months off. I don't know how long it's been since he lost to Jon Jones, but I think he's been really drilling grappling, really going hard in the grappling department and trying to fix that part of his game. And I think he'll be prepared for a guy like Spivak and be able to stuff his takedowns. I think on the feet, I think he can expose them. Let's not forget that Spivak got pretty much destroyed by Tom Aspinall in the first round. And I know Aspinall is that kind of guy who's explosive and who has a lot of technique and is very fast twitchy for a heavyweight and has great boxing as well. But I think Ciryl Gane is somewhat relative to Aspinall in terms of striking skill. So I think he should be able to maybe make quick work of Spivak in the first round or maybe the second round. Who knows? He might even go through a whole 5-round decision, pretty much doing what he did to Volkov, pretty much just landing tapping leg kicks and striking him at range. He might be able to do that as well, but I think Spivak will kind of go for him and try to make this a competitive fight. Again, one thing about Spivak though is that this is in Paris, and this being in Paris is a huge deal. We saw the crowd against Gane versus Tuivasa. This is a different environment, a different feel. This is not no fight night main event and whatever you want in America. This is no Apex. This is in Paris. They're going to be screaming, chanting, singing. They're going to be loud as they can be for their guy Ciryl Gane. There's going to be no games played by the crowd of Paris. They're going to be fully invested into this fight. And I don't know how well Spivak will be able to deal with basically the pressure. There's going to be a huge fiery environment for him to walk into, and this might be where he might break. He might crumble under the pressure of Paris. It generally might be a thing. This is true home field advantage for Gane here. So I don't know how Spivak is going to be able to really deal with that. And this is his first, I think big hyped up fight for himself. This is not just a Derrick Lewis matchup. This fight is a entirely different monster compared to Derrick Lewis. Gane is still game. He's still young. Derrick Lewis was kind of at the end of his rope. Let's be honest here. He just beat De Lima, Rogerio, something like that. I forget his whole name. He's a long name, by flying knee. So, I mean, it's not a bad win. The win has not aged terribly by any means. But, again, Derrick Lewis, during that time, was on like a 4-fight losing streak. He was looking pretty much out of the UFC at this point. He was having that grit, having that, bite down the mouthpiece sort of style and sitting in the pocket trading sort of Derrick Lewis. He was pretty much done. It took him pretty much actually getting into shape to beat De Lima. So I don't really, it's a whole different Derrick Lewis again than what he fought Spivak with. And when you look at Spivak, he doesn't really scream talent. Like, he's good, but he's not on the talent level of a Ciryl Gane. When you see Ciryl Gane, you see a guy who's tall, big, has, great muscle genetics. He's definitely an athlete at heart, and he shows it with his skills that he is very refined in his striking. When you compare the two, you see an athletic guy like Ciryl Gane versus a guy like Spivak. Comparing them two physique-wise is it's hard to do, even for a guy who's shredded will look kind of feeble in comparison to Ciryl Gane. So, and Spivak is bigger than him. Obviously, he's a bigger, wider guy, has more fat on him than Ciryl Gane. Ciryl Gane's pretty much all muscle. But I don't know. I don't think Spivak just has that talent, that innate, ability to be able to really abuse and use Ciryl Gane and the grappling. He might be able to, and it's definitely possible. If Ciryl Gane has been slacking in training, has been doing what he needs to do to really fix his takedown defense, Spivak will expose him, take him down, and probably ground and pound him out for a first-round TKO finish. I think it would be that easy for him if Ciryl Gane has been lacking. But if Ciryl Gane has been taking his career seriously, sorry, I'm running out of breath. If he has been taking his career seriously, he should be able to get this one done against Spivak. And I think after this, honestly, in my opinion, Ciryl Gane should have been making his way over to America at this point. If Ciryl Gane went to America to go to a gym that had, I don't know, maybe John Jones' gym, I forget what it's called, but he went to a gym in America that really taught him takedown defense, I would be picking him to beat Spivak, no doubt. I love France, but France doesn't have the foundation like in America does. They're on their way, though. Tons of French talent coming up in the UFC here recently, especially on this card. But when it comes to a pure MMA foundation and basically a huge culture, America does it better. And they have plenty of the best gyms, the best coaches live in America. And if Ciryl Gane made a move over there to train for this training camp or for a little bit for these past few months since he lost to John Jones, I would be picking him, no doubt. But he's staying in France, which still leads me to believe that he might not be the best in terms of his takedown defense. I don't know. Maybe his coaches are great. Maybe it's more on Ciryl Gane not having that grit to really learn how to do takedown defense. Maybe he's in the gym and the part that he hates the most, or the part that he dreads the most, is doing the takedown defense drills. And maybe his coaches are trying to get him on track. I don't know what's going on in the gym of Ciryl Gane, obviously. I do think that he will be more inclined to do more takedown defensive drills in the gym with his coaches after losing, getting embarrassed by John Jones. He should win on the feet. It's a mismatch. Ciryl Gane should be able to piece up Spivak pretty easily. That's if he can stuff the takedowns. That's if he can release down his feet. And I think he'll be able to do that against Spivak. But I will go Ciryl Gane probably by second round TKO. I think the first round will be a bit iffy with Spivak shooting takedowns and Ciryl Gane stuffing it. But I think he'll stuff a few, get his confidence going, and then come out in the second round and put a whooping on Spivak and eventually TKOing him on the ground. I think he'll drop him. Actually, I think he'll do it against the cage. I think he'll hurt Spivak on the feet and he'll back up against the cage and then just be pretty much Ciryl Gane unloading on Spivak to eventually him dropping, similar to Tai Tuivasa, but probably not as crisp and clean of a KO. That counter shot was beautiful that he had against Tuivasa. But that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you guys for watching this video up to this point. I surely do appreciate it. Make sure to like and subscribe and hit that bell icon for notifications. I'm out of here, guys. Ciryl Gane by second round TKO against the fence. Peace.